local people refused to look at the sun, the eclipse sun, and they went inside the house. Now, such events also do happen even in places which we have visited. Whether it is this place or that place, it is immaterial, but it happens. People all over the globe, as I see it, have their beliefs and they follow those beliefs. So I have nothing against those beliefs, but the fact which I wanted to share with you is that the eclipse is not just looking at the corona. There are many, many events happening at the corona. And I will tell you, at this eclipse, we were near the seaside, and this Tanjung Kodak is essentially, Kodak over there is a frog. The shape of the hillock over there was the shape of a frog, which is not very far from Surabaya. And yes, we did meet a lot of our own Indian communities who came with lunch packs for us. Whether we are going to eat, not during the eclipse, after the eclipse. And we did share their food. So don't worry, the food was also, the Indian style of food was also available at Tanjung Kodak. So then the question arises, how did we all look at the solar corona? Corona has not been only after 932 BC or so on. Please remember this. We had in our Vedic astronomy also people like Gargi who were observers of eclipses. And in Gargi Samhita, he gives an account of solar eclipses seen during that period. I will tell you when I come to another issue, I will tell you a story which happened in India itself, but in Rajasthan, Bharat. But I will not say anything much about it. But the eclipses, as mentioned here, was from 1751, is not completely true. There were eclipses which were observed not only in India, in China also, in South America also. People were looking at these events. It's not that the event happened only sometime when we understood Macmillan science. No. We knew that there are eclipses and we should not look at eclipses. And we were also given to understand that eclipses are also to be measured when they will happen. When was the Saros cycle? All this information you do get even in Indian literature. Now,
Bharat sir, I would request you to kindly unmute yourself. By mistake, somebody has muted you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. But return to the presenting screen, sir. We are not able to see your screen.
Yeah. Are you able to see now?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
So where I was trying to tell you that the eclipses were also done by later people also. But what normally we tend to understand is, pardon? We tend to understand that the only after 1800 people started knowing more and more. Yes, people started knowing more, I am not denying that fact, but the fact is that this eclipses was studied all over the world, and for your information, I want to share you some more information about how the eclipses were studied in India. Do you know that the discovery of helium was done in India by a French astronomer called Jules Jennison. Along with him, there was a team of Indian astronomers called as Nigamwale and his team. They were from Pune. They went all the way to Guntur, and at Guntur, they were able to look at the eclipse, and there they were able to find helium lines. Spectroscopically, of course, and they were able to find helium lines. So this happening is also in India, and eclipses in India were also being observed later in the 17th and the 18th century by Kodaikanal observatory. So it is not that the observations were not there in India. So as I tell you all this, we rarely know that how is the corona made up of? Are there coronas also on the surface of sun? And the answer is yes. Now the coronas which are on the sun, they look at dark patches, and these are called as coronal holes. They are seen in the polar regions of the sun, equatorial regions of the sun, and that probably you can see it in NASA and solar dynamics observation. But besides that, I want to tell you one very interesting thing, that these maps and their resolutions has considerably improved in the present times. Considerably. You have Photoshop now, you have advanced Photoshop in which you can actually analyze your images. It's not anymore a realm of any peer institutes or solar observatories only. Now it has come on your laptops and on your computers. All that one needs to do is to know the basics, what are there on the sun and the corona. You can even measure. I will, at the end of my talk, I will show you the most resolved image of 2017 eclipse, and then you will wonder whether this corona has tendrils, it has coronal streamers. You have a host of animals coming out of the sun. I'm sorry to use the animal word, but these...
Bharat sir, kindly unmute yourself. I would request the audience not to mute Bharat sir again and again because it is interfering with the talk. And Bharat sir, actually I am getting a lot of messages from the audience because they are finding it difficult to find your second name of the screen. So with your permission, if you kindly allow me, can I present the screen on your behalf if it pleases you?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So can I go back to that page or you will show the page?
I got the screen now.
Should I stop it or you will take over from here?
Continue. You
Okay.
I have no issue now.
Okay. So I will follow my page for myself. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. So the last of this page.
If you follow the screen of Ignited Minds Reflect Live, you will be able to see the presentation on behalf of Bharat Adur sir. Okay, sir. Kindly
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. Can we move to the next slide?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So here I have given a recent paper of 2020 made by Benjamin Boe, Shade Habel, and Luke Mule, and this paper actually talks about magnetic field topology. Topology is a word from geometry which tells you why these tendrils are coming out of the sun. And this tendrils which are coming out or the are fully magnetic in origin, are completely magnetic in origin. And this field topology for coronal magnetics is now becoming a big subject for young astronomers. And I'm requesting my young friends here that you're not just going for an eclipse. This is what will come into you. That what is happening, and this is sun being the nearest star, it is giving you all the features that are there on its surface and beyond its surface. And for your information, these coronals which are coming out of the sun are coming all the way to the earth also. Some time back, you must have read on your radio channels that many of your internets or maybe your mobiles were not able to operate. There was a shift of magnetic field on at the sun itself, and this was causing this kind of a hampering. And here again, I would like to share with you one very important issue. Sun is also a radio emitter. Even if you have a small camera or radio telescope or a Yagi antenna, you can hear the sun at 14 megahertz, 21 megahertz. I think there is a whole range where the sun is trying to talk to us through radio also.